Okay, so I'm just doing linear regression on a graphics calculator today. You might have noticed that depending on which video or how long ago the video was made, I may be slightly skinnier or I might be slightly larger. Recently, I've been losing some weight though, so hey, yay me. And every day I step on the scale, and every day I weigh myself. So at the start on day one, I weighed something like 89 kilos. And on day 2, I weighed something like 88.8. And on day 3, I weighed something like 88.5. On day 4, I went back up to 88.9. You get the basic idea. So there's a little more data there. You can see that day 1, 2, 3, 4, I skipped a couple of days and I weighed again on day 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I skipped another day and I weighed again on day 12. Now, importantly, we can graph this. I know I'm using graph paper, I'm using it badly. We can graph this days on the x-axis and weight on the y-axis, and we'll get some nice little dots here. So I'll make this like 89, and on day 1 it's going to be up here, and then I'll make this like 88.8. This is a really bad graph. I'm just doing it for illustrative purposes. You'll end up with some dots that look something like this. Okay, and what we can do is look at it and predict some sort of trend for how my weight's going down. Now, creating that trend line that I've just drawn through there is going to be difficult without a calculator. Luckily, I've got one. Alright, so when you get your calculator out, it'll look something like this. You'll choose Stats mode, and you'll put all of your X values in list 1, and you'll put all of your Y values, in list 2. So 1, 2, 3, there's all of my X values, and now I'm going to put in all of my Y values. Now when I'm finished, I'm going to have this same table that I've drawn here, days and weights, but I'm going to have it on my calculator instead. Great. Now what I want to do is take this table and turn it into a graph, something like that. So you can see there's a little graph here, F1 for graph. And then you need to set the graph up, because the graph probably doesn't know. There are lots of different graphs your calculator can create. It doesn't know what graph you want. So I'm going to set this up. Now you can see we've got graph type, and we can choose scatter, X, Y, NPP, pi. We can go further and we can make like a whole bunch of other ones. We can go further and make a whole bunch of other ones. But the graph type we want is really, really simple. Set, and we just want the first one, the scatter plot. Now our X list, that's the X values. The X values are going to be the days here, so that's going to be list 1. And the Y value is going to be list 2, because you remember we wrote these values underneath list 2. Frequency 1, mark type, well, this is just a stylistic thing, but I'm just going to go with the little boxes there. Alright, just press exit to go backwards. And then when we set up, we said we were setting up stat graph 1. So just press graph 1 here, we should have a graph. Alright, we've got a graph. It doesn't look like much, but we have a graph that looks something like this. Dot, dot, dot. You can see that I didn't lose much weight to begin with, and then it seems like I sort of jumped down a little bit and lost some more weight. You can see the space here. This is from day 4 to day 7. Now you can move this graph around just by using this little button here. It's not particularly interesting though. What we really want to do is find out, what is this line? What could this line be? As in, what's the equation of that line? Bring in our calculator back. Let's calculate the equation of that line. Okay, now we can use a whole bunch, you can see a whole bunch of stuff here. Because maybe it's not a straight line. Maybe I won't lose weight in a straight line. Maybe I'll lose weight as x squared, as a parabolic function. Maybe I'll lose in a cubic function. Cubic functions go up and down and back down again. Maybe more likely I'll lose it as an exponential function. where it sort of gets, you start off losing a lot of weight, and then you lose less and less and less and less. So there are a whole different bunch of lines that we can use, but we're only interested in one line today, and that is, I'm going to calculate, and I want to use a linear function. This x value here is a linear function. And I've got it in the form ax plus b. Now you're more familiar with mx plus c, but ax plus b is the same thing. So that's the form I want it in. Whoa, okay. So now we need to interpret this. I can also draw it. Let's draw it, that's a good idea. Okay, you can see that this line is going down in between these dots. Alright, so it's going down in between these dots. That's the line, but the $1,000,000 question is, what's the equation of the line? So the equation of the line is this, and it's in the form, bring my pen over here, y equals mx plus c, but really they like it in the form y equals ax plus b. So that means that the a value is minus 1.1084572 x plus the b value, which is 91.5082. I'll go to 4 decimal places there. This is the gold. This is what this whole video has been all about. This little function, this little equation here, or function, can predict my future weight loss. It can say, okay, because the y and the x is the days, so let's make the x d for days, and let's make the y w for weight. My weight is equal to negative 1.1084572 d plus 91.5082. So if I want to know how much I'm going to weigh after 100 days, sub 100 into this equation and calculate. If I want to know when will I weigh 74 kilograms, sub 74 into equation. Now, if I want to know how much I weigh after 100 days, sub 100 into equation for D. If I want to know when I will weigh 74 kilograms, sub 74 into equation for W. Okay, so lots to cover there, but it's fairly procedural. Put a bunch of stuff in, get the equation. Once you've got the equation, then you can work with it. Linear regression on the graphics calculator.